Hello there folks, it is CIJ Game and welcome back to the Football Manager 2021 series with OGC Nice Conquering the Euro. Today we have an interesting game against FC Lorient in the Ligue, and then we play in the French Cup. It's a big match, the Sud Derby against Marseille in the, I think it's the 11th round of the French Cup. But since you guys have last been with me, it's been mixed, I guess you could say. We went and beat Stade Bretois by 3-2. So in the last episode, we went and beat Bordeaux by 3-0, and unfortunately we lost to Saint-Etienne. We beat Stade Bretois by 3-2. They actually took an early lead. We went 2-1 up. They went 2-2 at half-time. But Zakaria, who's been crucial for us so far this year, I think he's still the top goal scorer in the league. As you can see, he's the top goal scorer there with 14 goals. And also a mention for Hugo, who's got 10 clean sheets. Only one behind Leo Jardim for Marseille. And potentially, if it goes well against Lorient today, we could have one more to add. We then went and lost 2-0 to Dijon at home. It was a very bland game, to be quite honest. We weren't good enough. And then we went and compounded that by losing to Lille, which I guess in some seasons wouldn't be too bad. But Lille are a team that are down in 10th. I think they've just sacked their manager, actually. They have. No, they haven't, actually. They've got Robert Fernandez at the club. But yeah, he's not been great at all. 39% of games won. He's not been sacked yet, which is a surprise. As you can see, he's in 10th place. So not a good start for them. So again, not good to lose against them. But since then, we've been unbeaten. Very bizarre game against Le Havre, a team that I think came up, they did, by winning Ligue 2 last year. We drew against them by 3 goals each. Again, another hat-trick for Zakaria. A hat-trick there for Matteo Tremoni meant that it was only a draw. So that's disappointing. But then we went and played 2 games in the Club de France. Again, won 4-0 against Mardigues, a lower league side. We then bet FC Doyes by 8-0. Alexander Parson-Main getting his first hat-trick for the club, which is excellent to see. Obviously one of our youngsters who's looking to step into that striker role. Also some goals for Coman, Ristic and Cole Palmer. And we also beat Strasbourg by 2-0 in the league. So today we've got the home game against Lorient. Got a good record against them. Since we've been at the club anyway, we drew against them, but that was early on this year. We beat them last year. I think we've beat them 3 times and drawn once, basically, from when we've played them. So, good record against them, and a tricky game to come after that against Marseille in the 11th round of the Cup. But the team that's going to take on FC Lorient in the first game, we've got Hugo Sousa in goal. Flavius Daniluc starts at right back for 2 reasons. Truster Kong's out at the African Cup of Nations, and also, with big regret really, Gertrude has left the club. A player we bought into the club last year. We spent $5.5 million on him. I really thought he could be a first choice right back, and he was just unhappy from day one. It didn't help that we'd signed him after the registration window in the January transfer window last year, and by the time he came to play this year, he was just not happy, and unfortunately he's gone for only $2 million. He wasn't helping the morale of the squad, and it was a lesser of 2 evils really that he's left the club. But apart from that, no one massive going. Carlos Dota's gone out on loan to Portugal. He's not a player that's really being picked at the moment, so I thought it'd be good for him to go out on loan. But in terms of incomings, nobody's really come in. We've got 2 players out on international duty. Also, Trebio Mokaina is a player that's gone out to the African Cup of Nations. Just to note, he's a player that has gone to the team leader role here. I think he's our vice captain, isn't he? Yeah, so good that he's a team leader now. That's good to see. So that's why Daniluc starts at right back. But as you can see, his average rating is pretty good. We've got Jorge Hernandez and Gravelon in the central defence. We've got Matthias Rees at left back because Sessegnon's got a bit of a niggle. He's had that for a few weeks. Because, what's his face? I forgot. Mokaina is out at the ANOC, is it? African Cup of Nations. ACON. We've got Malero in the midfield alongside Thomas. Yeah, we'll call him Thomas. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. Again, another youngster for us. Looks a good player, and he's getting a run in the first team at the moment. Then our usual front 4 now, apart from maybe Mofi or Satona being there. We've got Zakaria, Cole Palmer and Coman in the attacking midfield positions, and Kasper Dahlberg up front. You can see all of these forwards, particularly the attacking midfielders, are having a really good time of it recently. Deji Satona hasn't quite happened for him since he's come back from his injury, so we're giving him a chance in the second team more so, just to see if he can rekindle that form, and then hopefully come back into the first team later on. But we've been on a decent run of form in the last few matches. Again, Lorient, a team that aren't necessarily as good as us, so we should be beating them ultimately here, should be getting the 3 points. Yeah, I mean, Lorient's a bottom in terms of the form book, so we should definitely be beating them here. as I say, we're in good form, which is nice. We had that bad period before Christmas, but we've changed things round a bit. One of the key things was I had a little bit of a look at the analysis, which said basically that they were getting too much in central positions, that the attackers for the other sides were. So we have put the instruction on to force their opposition outside, to effectively play a more narrow defensive shape to force teams wide. And it seems to be working at the moment. I know we've not played any massive sides since we've made that change, but we've had 3 clean sheets so far. Again, I know they're not massive teams, but 3 clean sheets since we've made the change. That's got to be a certain hint that things are starting to go well. Anyway, 10 minutes in here against Lorient. We can go only 4 points behind Lyon in third tonight if we can win. So it's a very strange season. Nobody particularly took advantage. Marseille were 5 points clear of PSG, but they actually played each other in the previous match, and PSG beat Marseille. So it's very much title race on between the two of them. And we're only 6 points behind PSG. I think that's right. We'll have a check at the standings after this, but we're not far behind PSG and Marseille. I don't think we're going to win the title this year. I can't see that happening. I can't see us getting a run of form that's good enough to do that. But certainly top 3, top 4 is achievable. So as it stands, if we win this match, yes, we'll be 6 points behind PSG. That will update for us to having 36 points shortly. So again, we'll only be 4 points behind Lyon. Lyon have already played their game, Saint Etienne in their match at the moment. And Monaco and Nantes, I believe, are playing each other this weekend. That would be something I'd suggest, given that neither of those have played the game now. The worrying thing is, we did have Sakaria score an early goal, but he has got an early injury. Don't want to lose him for too long. I'm going to bring my leader on to replace him. Let's hope it's just a bit of a niggle, because he is our top goal scorer this year. 15 goals now for Sakaria in the league, and yeah, he's been really good. Really has. Myazan, my leader. What can he do? Put it into Cole Palmer. 2-0 Nice. Here we go. We're doing well now. We're beating teams that we should be beating, and that's the crucial thing. Earlier on in the year, we were just a bit too sloppy, but I think we've arrested the problems with our attack. Our attacking players are playing well. We've also shored things up at the back. So for the moment, at least, in this short run of form, we're doing well. And players like Cole Palmer have been really instrumental in that. I think that the likes of Cole Palmer are starting to play well. Yeah, I couldn't care less about a offside. We've been given the goal, and that's it. But looking at the table, Monaco, again, haven't been brilliant this year. Dijon have been good. They've just gone ahead against Lille, even though Lille took the lead against them. And joking aside, I can't see, but Lille could get relegated the way they're going. They're not playing well at all, even though they beat us 4-2. It just shows how badly we played against them. But Lille are on a really bad run, and there's definitely a chance to be had for one side at least. And it looks like Dijon is really making the most of that at the moment. But ultimately, I think this is the 21st game. There's 17 games after this, so what I'm saying is there's a long way to go. So nothing's finalised yet, but we'll have to see how we get on. And ultimately, take as many points from every game possible to see where we can finish this season. But good save from Hugo Sousa. Again, some really good clean sheets from Hugo so far this year. I think it's just that when we've conceded quite a lot. So that goal difference is skewed by that slightly. Obviously, we conceded 4 against Lille, 3 against Havre, 4 against Marseille earlier on in the year. But we are getting plenty of clean sheets to kind of balance that out. So that's why maybe our goals conceded looks maybe a bit mediocre. But it's working for us today. Good ball from my leader to Dahlberg. Dahlberg into the box for Palmer. Palmer can't quite get a second. But we are controlling this game comfortably. Lorient can't really seem to get out of their own half. They've had 4 shots so far. Their XG is fairly low. We are definitely in control of this game from now. A third goal in the 54th minute, I'd say, would finish it off. And that's nearly what we've got, courtesy of Florinal Koeman. A player I've been a bit critical of, to be honest. But in the last few games, he's played well. And, you know, he'll keep his place for now. The likes of Deji Satona aren't really impressing all that much in the second team. So, ultimately, it seems silly to drop Koeman at the moment, doesn't it? He's a good player. Just think he needs a bit more time, potentially. And needs game time, ultimately, to do what he can. 60 minutes in, we've already made that first sub, so we're going to hold fire on that for the moment, obviously because Sakari was injured. We'll find out how long he is out for in due course after this game, because that could be a real damaging one if he is out for a while, because no disrespect to Myazan, my leader, in fact, no disrespect to anyone, but, oh, that's a worry. Ronan Lede makes it 2-1, or de-un, but, yeah, that is a bit of a worry. You don't like to particularly be only 1 goal ahead at this point. I mean, it'd be great if we can make it 3-1 here. That would really put the icing on the cake. But my leader loses the ball. I tell you something, if Lorient make it 2 each now, after not being in the game at all, that would be a disaster. Hence why I said hence why I said while we were ahead that we were doing well. Because it's now 2 each. It is now 2 each. Going to demand more out of the players. I'll tell you what, if we go and lose this, that'd just be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Does make you wonder whether Sakaria's influence on the pitch is something we're missing. We're now 3-2 down. How does that happen? I'm just puzzled. Really am. We're going to put Dolberg on the left. We're going to bring Coman off. We're going to see what Satona can do. Can he bring this game to life? I mean, you can just hear the tone of my voice. I really don't know how that's happened. Fair play. Ledoux makes it a hat-trick. Great for him, but not good enough for us. 2-0 up, and within 6 minutes, we're down to none. And as you can see, that's massive for the table. Really is. And it's opportunities like this we should be taking that we're just not. Still time to go if we can get a goal here, and that's nearly what Dolberg's done. I've just got no words. It's so frustrating, it really is. I thought that we'd cracked it. But it's just not happening, is it? It's just not happening. Who else can we bring on? We can bring on Parcemain, I suppose. Have to just jig things around to accommodate Parcemain, but this is really disappointing. If we can't pick up anything out of this game, ultimately we should be winning it. Not anything else. Should be winning this match. And if we can't even get a draw, then we don't deserve to be in the top 4 fight. And that looks exactly what's going to happen. It's so frustrating to be Nice manager at the moment. It really is. Really is. Because just when you think things are going right, this sort of thing happens. It's not good enough. It really isn't. Even if we go and get a really late goal, I mean, Mohamed has been sent off, it looks like, with 10 seconds to go. It's not going to mean anything at this point. Even if we went and got a point out of this, it wouldn't be good enough. At home, against the team, remember, that are doing the worst in the league, the team in the worst form in the league, they've gone and beat us. That is shocking. And if there is... Well, I'm not going to throw the water bottle because it never works. So I'm going to thrash my arms. Players seem motivated by that. And that is shocking. Really is. Very much 3 points lost there. Saint Etienne won again. We're 9 points behind them now. 9 points behind. That's a joke. Really is. And to make it even worse, Sakari is out for 3 to 4 weeks. So that'll take him out till about end of Feb, let's say. So about Lyon Marseille time. But let's see if we can recover, I suppose. We've got the game against Marseille coming up next. Let's see how we get on. Well, let's hope it goes better for us today. I can't see it against Marseille, who are top of the league, but let's see how we get on. We exited the Coupe de France last year at the last 16. And ultimately, if we lose today, I don't think there's any shame in that. Returning to the team, we've got Ryan Sessegnon after his injury. Deji Satona also plays up front. We've rejigged a little bit, so Cole Palmer starts on right wing. Kasper Dolberg's in the centre of the attack midfield. Personally, I'd prefer to have Cole Palmer in there than my leader, but it's just personal choice. We'll pump our fists, say to the guys that we owe Marseille after what happened last time we played them, and just see how we get on. We'll go with our attacking formation. Clearly, it wasn't our attack that was the problem in the last match. It was the defence. We were just sluggish. There's no doubt about that. But let's see what we can do. Can we pull off what would be considered, I suppose, a surprise result away from home, but one that, if we are going to challenge in the future, we might just need to make a bit of a statement today. But 10 minutes in, Rongler on the ball to Macias. Nico. Puts it wide to Tiovin. Decent pressing from our lads, but nothing really extreme. But some good passing here. Good pass and move from Marseille. We're closing them down, but obviously not enough. Nianzou. Nico. Macias again. Back to Nico. Jorge. I feel like these are just all first names. To Adnan Januzaj, cracking save there from Hugo Sousa. It wasn't the most difficult one in the world to save, because that is Adnan Januzaj, by the way. It wasn't the fastest shot in the world, but even so, it was a good save from Hugo. And I'm still puzzled now how that game got away from us against Lorient. I feel like that's just the sort of game that we have all too often. Really do here at Nice, and that's the problem. Just cannot put my finger on it. Was it a lapse in concentration? I don't know, but conceding 3 goals in 6 minutes, and that's took 3 really valuable points away. Cole Palmer anyway on the wing, puts it into Kasper Dolberg. Oh, that's a penalty. Well, Kamara gives away the foul. Looked like he just got the ball there, but I'm not going to complain. Kasper Dolberg with a chance to get an early lead for us here. And it just goes bad to worse for us today. In front of the camera. It's been saved by the Marseille keeper. I mean, it goes out for a corner, but it's not really the point, is it? Sorry if you see my eyes twitching. The Wolves game is on the background. Wolves just lost to Villa, which is a bit of a surprise, isn't it? But 25 minutes in here. We're certainly in the match. It would have certainly been nice to have that buffer and scoring a goal early on. It looks like Deji Satona's taking some time to get back into it here at Nice. Whether it was just a good run of form, I don't know, but his injury has definitely knocked him about. He was out, obviously, for 3 or 4 months earlier on, and he's coming back. It might take him till the end of the season to find his form again, I don't know. But a good save from Hugo Sousa. Again, he's a man that you've always got to have a good keeper between the sticks. Bernardoni was a good keeper, but I do think that Hugo is an upgrade on him. But I have to say, it is a real pity that we missed that penalty, because it would have put us in front at half-time. I know that it's the whole what-if scenario, but it would have certainly given us an advantage, whatever happened. That's for certain. Let's see what happens here. Daniluc. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer puts it through. And bear in mind, this is right after half-time. If we can get a goal here, that'd be outstanding. Coman. Coman goes again, does he, into the box? Oh, Malero. Coman again. Back to Malero. Coman, just someone have a shot. And after all that, nobody has a shot. After all that, nobody has a shot. And Marseille getting the ball up here. And I thought it was going to be one of those long highlights where they get a goal. But neither side really threatening too much. If you look at the XG and the amount of shots, we've been more clinical, I'd say. 7 shots and 5 of them on target. But neither side doing a particular huge amount. That's a shocking pass from Thomas, that is. That lets Marseille in here. And if the score, it's definitely going to be his fault. But Dolberg tracks back well. Gets the ball back. But, inches wide for Marseille. I'm going to tell our guys to focus, because that almost just looked like we were all caught napping. Apparently, they've all been overwhelmed. Oh, well. What do we do at this point? I'm going to bring Thomas off, because he looked a bit worried there almost. He was a bit completely out of it. We're going to put Daniluc at central midfield. We'll put Gravel on at right back, and we'll bring Lucas Russo, one of our youngsters. But again, he's played well when he's played at centre back. He's very much our 4th choice now that Gertrude has left the club. And as I said, when he's had to come into the club, had to come into the team. Obviously, Truce de Kong's still out on international duty, so he's our 2nd or at least 3rd choice. So Lucas Russo has had to turn into that player that's 2nd or 3rd choice. And he's doing a good job. He's certainly not made any howlers. Anyways, this is going to be the first goal of the tie. Russo gets it out for now, at least. It's going to be one that I feel like is going to be decided by only the one goal, and that could come here. Tiovin. Tiovin, he's got too much space there. Oh, it's a goal. It's a goal for Marseille. I just felt like it was going to come. I just can't judge this side. I really can't. You can't tell whether we're blowing hot, cold. I just don't know what's going on. I really don't. We're going to bring Mofi on for Satona, see if he can do anything. Yeah, I'm just confused. I have to say, I am confused at this point, because stats-wise, we're playing well. Is it just not happening for us at the moment? Answers on a postcard, I suppose, but yeah, I mean, we've got 10 minutes to go here. We've had 11 shots, 5 of them on target. Our XG's actually been higher than the other side. Yet we're the team that's behind. Again, I hate to apportion the blame on the penalty so far, but it looks like that penalty would have been crucial. If we'd have scored that, it would have been 1 each at this point. But just look at this. We've just completely lost it all at the back. Oh, well. Fernandez had certainly beaten the keeper. He'd certainly beaten Hugo Sousa, but he's also beat the post. Is it going to be 2 defeats on camera? Looks like it is going to be. We're going to crash out in the French Cup, albeit only by a narrow defeat. But it's another disappointment again in the French Cup. Albeit last year we went out, I think, to Toulouse. So this year it's not so embarrassing. But yeah, another frustrating one. And that means we're just, once again, playing in the league until the end of the year. That's all we've got to fight for now. So at least hopefully we'll have some fit players. Again, I just can't help but thinking, did Monaco must have won. Yeah, they beat Nantes 5-0. That 3 points would have been so valuable. 36 points. We're sort of in the running there. 33 points, and we're playing catch-back now. The only solace is next weekend. Lyon are playing Marseille, PSG are playing Monaco. A lot of the big clubs are playing each other, so we can gain ground again, but we shouldn't need that. We really shouldn't need that. We've got 2 games against Toulouse and Reims to come. You would think we'd win both of those, but based on our form, you just never know. And I think on Tuesday we'll come back for Marseille and Monaco. We've played against PSG already this year, so we'll come back for Marseille against Monaco. Frustrating day. Should have took 3 points against Lorient. I can take the defeat against Marseille. But another frustrating day. Don't quite know what to make of it. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Football Manager 2021 content. I've been TIJ Gaming, and until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.